Education is one of the most important aspects of society. If it weren't, most of you wouldn't be sitting here right now. Unfortunately, the current American education system is primarily based on standardized testing, which uses a single multiple choice test to figure out if thousands of children, with completely unique styles of learning, are successful in school. This approach has many questions that need to be answered. Do students actually learn the information? Is it a good way to test their skills? These questions are incredibly important to the education of today's youth.
The standardized test many of you are familiar with is the SOL, which supposedly takes all of the information taught through an entire year and compresses it into a short, multiple choice test that determines if students have learned what they were supposed to learn. Even better, the format of this test can be used for all subjects, even those that aren't based in facts, such as English. This way of looking at the SOLs might seem too good to be true, and it is.
The main problem with SOLs is that they are inflexible. Both teacher and student ability are based completely on these test scores, which gives teachers no incentive to teach anything absent from the SOL curriculum. Likewise, students have no incentive to learn information out of the standards of learning. This is the exact opposite of what learning is like in the real world. If a person is curious about something, they don't satisfy themselves with knowing a few basic facts or dates. They learn until they understand what made them curious in the first place.
Furthermore, almost none of the students who are taught based on SOLs actually retain any of the information they are taught after they take the test. Think about it. How much information from last year's history SOL do you actually remember? Most likely, you studied for the test right before you took it and then immediately forgot everything about the Age of Discovery and imperialism. If the purpose of education is to help students later in life, why are we satisfied with putting information in their heads only long enough to pass a test?
Coming up with alternatives to standardized testing may seem difficult, but many countries have already done so for us, and with promising results. Finland, which is ranked number 1 in science and number 2 in math, according to the most recent study by the Program for International Student Assessment, is a good example. Students take exactly one required standardized test throughout their entire academic career. According to Pasi Sauberg, a former math and physics teacher in Finland, we prepare children to learn how to learn, not how to take a test.
The original idea behind the SOLs was to give the same education to everyone. This goal was most definitely achieved. Students today all across the country receive the same faulty education. The only option available to improve the quality of learning in today's schools is to get rid of the SOLs for good. Only then will students receive the education they need.